Hi, I'm Kevin, your balance keeping Tai Chi mechanic at the awareness.website. This is the 5th video in our series of the 5 principles, and it's on equal and opposite forces. So keeping the energy balanced, not forcing, not suppressing, and be sure to subscribe. We've got more stuff coming up after this series, and I really enjoy sharing my memories of Mr. Moy, and I'm pretty sure you enjoy hearing them. So stay tuned to the end because we've got one more for you. Here we are with the 5th principle in our series of the 5 principles. This one is on equal and opposite forces, but the way I like to say it is equal and opposite expression. Usually when you talk about forces, people get the idea that there should be some kind of intent or effort put into it. And that's not what this is about. This is more an idea of expression in terms of finding a balance and keeping everything balanced. And so being able to go through the movements in the set without forcing or without suppressing or holding it back. So allowing everything to connect and stay balanced as you go through the sequence and the continuous motion. So we'll go back to the Toyus again, and of course this combines with all the other principles and the foundations and whatnot, but if you work on the Toyus, work on the other principal ideas, so the 45-degree angle step, so setting up your Toyu with the 45 degrees, and when you're going forward, of course, not letting the knee extend over the toe, getting the hips to square forward, getting that straight line heel to head. This sets up the body so that you can actually pay attention to and feel where those equal and opposite forces are situated. So the idea of being able to balance things out so that as the arms are going forward, the leg is pushing backwards, the back leg is pushing backwards in an equal expression. So that opposite directions, but an equal expression to them. And the same as when you come into the front of the Toyu, so coming into the front leg, as the arms are expressing, the leg is expressing, the hips are relaxing down into the sit of the front leg, and the head is going up and the spine is stretching out with the arms going forward. So you get this very nice multi-directional stretch going on throughout the whole body, which has a phenomenal effect on the physical body itself. And so the same going back is the front leg pushes and the arms, so as the front leg is expressing forward, the arms are coming back in and relaxing. And as the hips are sitting down, the head is up. The arms will separate, and the leg starts to push, and that is driving the arms out. So the body is staying balanced and centered, but expressing in multiple directions at the same time. And the limbs are helping it to do that. So as you start to pay attention to that timing, keeping everything balanced, you begin to relax more and more. So you have to be very relaxed, very light, and very concentrated on what's going on. And that's part of the meditation. So being able to feel that connection, the connection between the arms and the legs and what's going on throughout the body, and the moves as they connect and go from one to the other. So it's being patient and being able to just feel what's happening as you go through it. So that applies to every move, and you can pick any move. And so for this example, and brush knees are a great one because you can go through a series of them. If you've got enough length in your room, you can go through a series of brush knees and start to really feel for that connection, feel for that balance, getting those equal and opposite forces going on. And I mean, just to show a little bit for the brush knees, is as you relax down into the leg, the arms are expressing. So there's this equal and opposite expression in the arms as you go through it. And then when you step, the back leg starts to push and the arms connect and come through. And then the leg is expressing as the arms are expressing forward. And then relax, and the same thing as in a toyu. Now the thing with the brush knees is quite often we lose the timing where we want to rush forward. And then the arms are late and they're not connected. So again, don't rush out of the back leg. You want to get the arms connected into the movement. That gets the body turning and connecting with the leg. So don't pull out of the sit. Stay in the sit. The leg is still expressing. My leg is still gently pushing, but it's bringing the arms into play right away so that you can balance out the forces, balance out that expression. Another move is a great way to see that is in chop with fist. So you're coming from the brush knee. So again, you're relaxing down into it. The arms and legs are expressing equally. You pivot. As you stand up, the arms come up. You're going to pakwa step. The fist goes out. There's an expression. And then as you sit down, there's an equal and opposite expression in the arms. Push up, and the arms expressing. As you relax down, the arms continue to express. And then the fist is driven by the leg push. There's this expression, equal and opposite. And just like a toyu, same thing. So every move will have this in it. So pick a move, play with it, work on it, and have fun with it. You know, try some different things, play around, try and feel for that connection, try and feel for the different principles, put the foundations into it, and just practice, practice, practice. So have fun. We'll see you again. Subscribe. If you got any comments, any questions, anything like that, please feel free to express that. And coming up next, Memories of Mr. Moy. When I met Mr. Moy, he was introduced to me as Mr. Moy. And over time, after getting to know him somewhat, I started to notice that a number of people, other instructors, were calling him Master Moy. And some people were calling him Sifu. My instructor kind of went to the extremes and you know, he'd call him Sifu, and he would sit at his feet when, you know, during workshops, and he would bring him tea, which is a great gesture of respect in the Chinese culture. So one time I asked my instructor, I says, well, why do you call him Sifu? And he says, well, that's just what you call the master of the club or the school or whatever. And so I pondered over this for quite a long time. And a few years later, after hearing so many people express, you know, call him master or Sifu or something, is that I finally asked Mr. Moy himself. And I said, Mr. Moy, I hear people call you Mr. Moy, I hear people call you Master Moy, I hear people call you Sifu. What should I call you? And basically asking, what do you want me to call you? And he just said, Mr. Moy will do. And to me, that was a very interesting thing. And later on at a different workshop, there was a big discussion and you know, a lot of people around asking him questions about what he was going to do when he retired and who was he handing his organization off to. And he said, no more secrets, no more masters. And he wasn't handing it off to anybody. He had given the information out to a whole bunch of different people. And the idea is everybody would work together, come together, share this, and then continue to share it to other people and make it available to everybody. And really, the way I understood that is, yeah,
Why do you want to make something that is, you know, such a simple way of understanding your body, a simple way of becoming healthier, being able to look after yourself, understand yourself? Why should that be a secret? I mean, you really can't do that, I would say. And you know, so many times you hear stories about it's, you know, the secret knowledge and all that. Well, Mr. Moy wasn't sharing secrets. He was sharing a program by which you could benefit yourself with your health, understanding, and all that. So yes, and in Mr. Moy's expression, make it available to everybody. So that's what we're doing. We're making all this available to everybody. So take care, and we'll see you again.